everyone, my name is UndeadJinx and welcome back to 14 Days Without You. Still mad about his hair. Oh shoot, it's 14 Days With You, not 14 Days Without You. I don't remember if I just have to like go into the main load or I don't remember. This is day 3. Have we not done day 3? End of day 1, end of day 2, end of day 3. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay. I thought we had gone. Oh, here it is, where we wake up on day 4. I was so confused. I was like, I could have sworn we got through the entirety of day 3. Rainbow bandages, a red tunnel, blue eyes. That's all I can seem to recall from my dream as the blaring bzz, bzz, bzz of my alarm pulls me from my slumber. Almost groggily, I reach for my phone to turn it off and flop back into my bed. Curious, I glance at the screen to check the time, only to get blinded by the brightness of my wallpaper. Ugh. Wincing at the bright screen that practically flashbangs me, I crack open one eye to read the numbers on the screen. 9:05 a.m. So it wasn't too early then. I still had plenty of time to get ready for the day and possibly make some waffles or breakfast. The batter would expire soon anyway, and I didn't really feel like visiting the bakery this morning. Oh wait, today's the day of the aquarium, isn't it? With that plan in mind, I let out a sleepy groan and roll out of bed. Muscle memory kicks in, and my immediate reaction is to open the blinds for some much-needed sunshine, but when I glance at my windows, they were already pulled back. That's awkward. Sunlight had been pouring into my room for who knows how long, and I didn't even notice? And when did I open them? I swear I closed the blinds last night. In fact, I was confident I did, because there was no way I'd be getting any sleep after finding out a potential stalker was creeping outside my window. That's facts. Don't tell me someone broke in again. I try not to focus on the twang of dread slowly building up inside the pit of my stomach. I wasn't about to get worked up again, and so early in the morning too. This was not what I needed to start my day with. Deciding not to dwell on it for now, I stand up and gradually work out the kinks in my body. No way was I gonna let this ruin the outing I had planned with Teo, Eleanor, and Leon. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. We were supposed to go to the aquarium today, yeah. With that in mind, I make a mental note to dress appropriately as I walk over to my closet. Absent-mindedly, I run my fingers across some of my clothes before pulling something edgy from the rack. My usual style has never let me down before, so I decide to stick with the same theme and wear something similar. I pick out a few more matching pieces and accessories before giving them all a cursory glance. Feeling satisfied with the items I chose, I nod in approval before heading to the bathroom to change. Why are we changing in our... My husband does this too. He changes his clothes in his bathroom. But he's just done that, like, since he was a kid. But I still don't understand why. You live alone now. You can get dressed anywhere. You can get dressed in your living room. You can get dressed in your bedroom. I feel like, for me personally, like, even though I grew up with a household, I would just, like, run in my towel to my bedroom and then get dressed in my bedroom. Because, like, why would I move all of my clothes? Also, my shower growing up, well, for the ending half of my teenage years, my bathroom was in the basement and my bedroom was on the 2nd floor. So, and it was only in the basement because I didn't feel like sharing a bathroom with my brother. But, so I would have to, like, go all the way down to the basement, which I feel like in that case it would make sense to also bring your clothes all the way down there, but I didn't. I was too lazy. I just would shower and run back upstairs, which also, you know, now that I think about it, it doesn't matter regardless because I would have to bring my towel back downstairs. So it's like either I bring my clothes from upstairs downstairs or I take my towel with me upstairs and then I have to bring it from upstairs back to downstairs anyways. I doubt the hot water would work this early in the morning, so having a nice refreshing shower was definitely out of the question. Well, not that it really mattered. I still needed to buy some more shampoo anyway, and oh? Strange. We still have shampoo. Was my toothbrush holder always this solid black color? I could have sworn it was gray. Not him replacing our things too. Picking it up from the shelf, I give it a once-over. The Hadako print was still there, yet it somehow felt heavier in my hands. Did he replace our, like, plastic one with, like, something more durable? But then again, I don't exactly go around meticulously measuring how heavy my items are in the first place. Geez, today was seriously a day of overthinking, huh? Well, whatever. Putting the holder back on the shelf, I focus my attention back on the reflection of myself in the mirror and give an appreciative nod. The outfit I chose looks perfect, and once I put everything on, All I'd have left to decide on is how I should style my hair. Oh, so we're just deciding not to shower? I wish. I'd feel too gross. I would be like, regardless of if the water is hot or cold, I would need a shower. Absent-mindedly brushing a hand through my long black hair, I try to come up with something that'll look good. An idea comes to mind and I immediately set to work. An hour flies by and I've somehow managed to get dressed, style my hair, and finish breakfast in record time. With nothing else left to do, I decide I might as well kill time in my entryway by picking out which shoes to wear. But just as I stop in front of the shoe rack, something near the front door catches my eye. A letter? Odd. My door doesn't have a letterbox, so I usually have to visit the front desk to collect my mail. That is, if Violet doesn't bring it up for me. So, what was this doing here? Curiosity gets the better of me, and I find myself scooping up the letter and opening it. Inside was nothing more than a folded note written in red ink, and... Was that a lock of light blonde hair? What the... Did this belong to Eleanor? A chill runs down my spine once I realize what exactly this item is, and I hesitantly scan the rest of the note for answers. It simply read, I think she might need a new lock as well, don't you think? And don't bother warning her about this, I'll know. Let's keep this between us, alright? It'll be our little secret. What the hell? Was this somehow tied to that loser who broke into my apartment a few days ago? Or was it someone else entirely? This is so insane! I don't know why he's being so extra about it. He already has us. It's not like we're like, oh yeah, maybe we should like stop seeing each other, or being like, hey, I love Eleanor so much more than I love you. Like the stuff Joe does in You. Like this is like so much worse, so much extra in comparison, I think. Though, admittedly, whoever this stalker was, they were honestly doing a pretty bad job at making their intentions clear. I mean, what exactly are they trying to accomplish by doing this? Did they want me to stay away from Eleanor as well, or just keep silent? What did they get out of blackmailing me like this? That's a good question. And why target Eleanor specifically? None of this made any sense. And now that I give it more thought, I still wasn't sure what they wanted from me, either. Why go through all this trouble in the first place? It wasn't like I was doing anything wrong. Maybe moving back to the Bay wasn't a good idea after all. I mean, I left the hardships and turmoil of the city behind for a reason. I wanted fresh air, new faces, and a more easygoing lifestyle. Things I'd never get in the city, and now it seems like history is only repeating itself once more. I thought I could live a peaceful life here with my new job and friends, and now I've somehow found myself in more trouble than I could even ask for. And what's worse is that after denying my own paranoia for so long, this was all it took to convince me that my potential intruder really was real after all. Crap, maybe Violet was right. I remember brushing off her concerns because the idea of a stalker seemed so far-fetched to me, especially given Corlin Bay's innocuous reputation. But now, Admittedly, a big part of me wanted to see if Violet was still home, but another part of me kept rooted in place. Would it be safe? What if the intruder was still lurking outside? Bzz, bzz. Ah! Suddenly my phone goes off and scares the living daylights out of me. So much so that I end up dropping it onto the hardwood floor and clamoring to pick it back up in a panic. Crap, crap, crap! With shaking hands, I forego looking for any dents and cracks in the screen as I try to discern the reason for the noise instead. The letter T shows up where the caller ID should be, alongside a suggestive contact photo of someone's abs that I don't remember taking, which could only mean one thing. Teo was calling. It takes a few failed attempts, but I somehow manage to press the answer button and respond with a shaky tone. Hello? Well, dang, doll, you sound like you just woke up. Not planning on sleeping in, are you? What? No, Good, because I'm outside your apartment right now. Your neighborhood looks like crap, by the way. Smells like it, too. Did you seriously call me just to make fun of where I live? I called you to tell you to hurry up, unless you want to walk to the aquarium. In fact, maybe I should just... Maybe I feel like Australians are really I don't know. Why don't you just leave me alone, you bloody son of a bloke? I don't know, is that something they say? Ah, dang it. Well, if it isn't Miss if it isn't little Miss Priss all by her lonesome. Oops, she looks mad. Teo's voice practically oozes smugness as he taunts whoever it is he's talking to, most likely Violet, before I hear him adjust the phone and continue speaking. Oi, dollface. See, he's gotta be Australian. Hurry up, won't you? He hangs up before I can mutter out a response, but still, knowing that Teo was downstairs somehow gives me the confidence to leave the safety of my home, though not before committing the state of my apartment to memory and triple-checking my lock. I have half a mind to quickly snap photos of everything. I was gonna say she should like video record her whole apartment to see if anything was touched in my absence, but I doubt I'd have enough time. Still, if my stalker does decide to come back again, I'd want to know. But now that I'm thinking about photos, this gives me the perfect opportunity to splurge on some security cameras. I've been needing them for quite some time now anyway. With all this talk of violent crimes, dead bodies, and murder happening on the news lately, and now this intruder, I figured it'd be better safe than sorry. It's a good idea. People have cameras in their homes all the time for that reason. So, deciding to let Teo suffer even just a little bit at the hands of Violet, I pull out my phone to scroll through some home security bundles on sale as I make my way towards the lobby. Teo ended up being uncharacteristically quiet throughout the drive, and if I were being honest, I appreciated the silence. It was definitely odd not having our typical playful banter, but it also wasn't something I needed first thing in the morning. He doesn't seem to be in the mood to be disturbed, given how he clenches the wheel with one hand while the other supports his head against the window ledge like some angsty teen. So I try to settle further into the, admittedly comfy, seat of his luxury car and focus my attention on the scenery as it passes by. It isn't long before the aquarium comes into view as Teo looks around for a decent place to park. So, Teo didn't pick up anyone else? And they're all just meeting at the aquarium? I thought it was more like a date than like a friend hangout. We must have picked a busy day to visit, considering the amount of cars parked both outside and in the reserved parking area, though Teo seemed to have somewhere in mind. I watch as he drives straight past a very clearly labeled no-go zone and pulls up into the empty parking space without so much as a reaction. Is that like maybe it's an Australian thing, a no-go zone? He doesn't even wait for me to get out before he opens his door and walks to the front of the car, and not wanting to be left behind, I quickly follow suit. Teo? I was about to question whether he was allowed to park in the employee zone in the first place, but given how he shamelessly pulls down one of the warning signs and tosses it into a bush, I figured that was my answer. Jeez Louise, it doesn't take long before he's right by my side once more and ushers me towards the front entrance. Yikes. I almost stumble over my feet as Teo pulls me along, but not before almost bowling him over as he abruptly stops in front of me. Heh, look at that. Almost like a loyal dog, isn't he? Glancing in the direction he was pointing, I see Leon sitting on one of the benches as he absentmindedly watches people go by. So he's not with her either? Did she just not show up? And once he catches sight of us, he immediately leaps to his feet and rushes over with a wave and a warm smile. It's a good thing he doesn't bite. At that snarky comment, I nudge Teo with my elbow and send him an eye roll. I doubt he takes any notice of it though, since Leon's arrival takes up all of our attention. Heyo, you look good, sunfish. You're not so bad yourself, oarfish. Hello, I'm here too. Eleanor hasn't arrived yet? Scoffing at our playful dismissal, yeah, what the heck? So it was supposed to be a date, Teo picks me up but doesn't pick up Eleanor? That's insane. This makes no sense. Teo should have picked up everyone. At minimum, he should have picked up Eleanor, but the fact that she's not picked up but I am, that's like extra weird. Teo cracks a joint in his neck and crosses his tattooed arms. However, he doesn't seem to stray from his spot, which means that he still had an interest in our conversation. At his almost childlike reaction, Leon shoots his friend a cheeky, lopsided smile before continuing. I'm sure she's on her way. She said something about wanting to get her steps in our group chat. Is that why she didn't want Teo picking her up? What? And actually, I don't know if you realized, but you guys were 15 minutes early. Really? No thanks to Teo's speeding, I guess. And what about you? I'm guessing you had to walk all the way here, right? Haha, there's nothing wrong with getting a bit of exercise in the morning. I'm sure Eleanor would agree. So Teo could have picked up everybody. There was no issue. What the heck? And I just got here, actually. Really? Because it looked like you were sitting on that bench for a while. I just sat down. Long enough to stretch your legs, huh? Okay, yeah, so maybe I did arrive half an hour early, but I was excited. It's been a while since I've been to the aquarium. Even longer since you've seen Dollface over here, I bet. Huh? Can you blame me? I keep forgetting that Leon's probably also Australian. We've been separated for years. Now we're finally reunited again. It must be fate. No, destiny. Playing along with Leon's dramatics, I lean against his side and clutch at the spot above my heart. It's written in the stars. You guys are genuinely so embarrassing. Now he leaves. Hearing Teo huff once more, Leon and I both watch as he tries to distance himself by looking at the posters on the wall. No doubt feigning interest in it. It wasn't like Teo really cared much for marine life. All his world revolved around was wealth and luxury, giant tech companies, and yeah, definitely starting fires. Though for a guy who spent most of his time in the shadow of his father's legacy, I had to hand it to him. Teo was seemingly more down-to-earth than other people I've met. He didn't have to spend time with us, but he did, and as much as he'd often joke about not wanting to affiliate himself with people outside his tax bracket, Teo sure seemed to like hanging out with Jay, Leon, and me. I wonder, does he ever feel lonely? Before my thoughts can delve any further, I feel a gentle nudge at my side. Looking to my left, I see Leon peering at me with a curious expression. You know, I'm really glad you came, but I'm also honestly surprised you agreed to this. Surprised? What do you mean? Well, you know, is Ren okay with this? Ren? The guy we met at the pier the other day, he said something about being your boyfriend. Ren isn't my boyfriend. Oh, right. My boyfriend. I'm gonna say he's my boyfriend. Guys, we're locked in now. Oh, right, my boyfriend. Whether or not it was because I wanted to stake my claim over Ren, or because he confidently just declared himself as my boyfriend a few days ago, I couldn't help but let it slip. But Leon seems to pick up on the hesitance laced within my words, given how he inquisitively tilts his head and sends me a reassuring smile. Haha, is it still a new thing for you? I'm sure calling someone your boyfriend must take some time to get used to. Take things at your own pace. It was strange hearing this kind of advice from Leon, especially after practically lying to him, but I wasn't gonna say anything. We've been friends for so long, yet the topic of dating had never seemed to come up between us, much less something more extreme like settling down or getting married. At that, I recall a fond memory from my youth. A younger version of ourselves greets me as they innocently play a game of pretend on the playground. I can see Leon in all his boyish charm as he promises to marry me from atop the slide, before he slides down it and runs to my side in glee. He seems all too happy to run circles around me while he shouts at the skies about protecting me from the bad guys. Yet, something else was missing from the scene, something I couldn't fully remember. What was it? It was actually Baby Ren. As long as he's chill with this, yeah? I wouldn't want any misunderstandings to happen. Great, I had been spacing out again. Not wanting to offend Leon with my silence, I try to make sense of his words before coming up with a sufficient response of my own. Oh, yeah, he's fine with it. Probably. Besides, I only agreed to this outing because Eleanor genuinely seemed like she wanted to go. And it's not like this is a date anyway, so... Hey, don't sweat it, Angel. No need to explain yourself either. I get what you're saying. I'm sure everything... Leon cuts himself off when he notices something behind me. And when I turn around to look, I see Eleanor running up to the group with a flushed expression on her face. But as she draws near, she clumsily trips on a stray piece of cobble and tumbles forward. Ah! Aww. Without thinking, I lurch forward to close the gap between us, but Teo's muscular arm beats me to it. Almost effortlessly, he reaches out to catch her, almost like those cliché romance movies, except... not at all, because Teo was allergic to anything romantic. A fact that's emphasized by the look of pure disdain on his face as he pulls my co-worker to her feet. Eleanor seems to be blissfully enjoying every moment of it, though seeming as she practically clutches onto his bicep while looking up with wide, sparkling eyes. In fact, I doubt she was even aware of our presence with how she stayed rooted in Teo's awkward embrace. Looks like she really fell for him, huh? You're as bad as Che with those puns. Haha, he's rubbing off on me. Come on, let's go see if she's okay. Interesting that all the transitions are like that now. They look like glitchy or whatever. I only noticed it doing that like a few times, but now I feel like it's happening way more often. As it turns out, Eleanor really was okay, being cradled inside the arms of Teo. But the moment only lasts until Leon and I rejoin the group with a knowing smile on our faces. Teo aptly chooses not to say anything, and out of solidarity, or perhaps future blackmail, neither do we. And soon enough, we find ourselves waiting in line to buy admission tickets. Eleanor happily takes photos of us while Teo scrolls through his phone, and Leon stands beside me to look at all the colorful fish in the small tanks. This is all rather exciting, don't you think? Really? It's just fish. Oi, come on, mate, show a bit more enthusiasm, yeah? If you love him that much, wait till you find out what's at the beach. I want to apologize in advance for him. No, it's fine. I'm sure Teo has other interests that excite him. Fish just aren't particularly one of them. Want to know what makes me excited? Leon and I both share a look before rolling our eyes, breaking taillights and slashing tires. Tires with a Y? This person is... The dev is Australian. The Australian is dev. The dev is Australian as hell, I think. We don't spell tires like this in America. Plus, with all the oys, I'm like, Well, to be fair, I do spell color with the U, and they don't do that in America either. And I do spell gray with an E, and they also don't do that in America. Maybe I should start spelling tires with a Y. I'll adopt that into my little, I don't know, my little thing of things I do. Wait, slashing tires? Isn't that illegal? Probably. I'm just messing with you, princess. Loosen up a little. All too quickly, the lighthearted mood gets replaced with something serious as Leon's phone starts buzzing. Recognition flashes across my childhood friend's face as he looks at the screen before he awkwardly scratches at the back of his neck and points towards the entrance with his thumb. Sorry guys, give me a sec. Without waiting for a response, Leon makes a beeline for the front door. After a few seconds, I see his figure emerge from outside the large windows, pacing back and forth on the sidewalk as he talks to someone on the phone. What's going on? Judging by the solemn expression on his face, I can only guess that the call isn't a good one. He probably has to leave. Probably a family thing, family emergency. Or it's, Jay. I sure hope everything is alright. Too caught up in Leon's shift in demeanor, I barely notice how Eleanor's hand gently pushes Teo and I forward so they can speak to the clerk at the front desk. Broad, tattooed shoulders now block my view from the window, which causes me to shift my attention back to the present. But Teo doesn't seem to notice my lack of focus, or perhaps he just doesn't care, as he pulls out a blank card from his wallet and leans over me to hand it to the woman behind the counter. He could have gone without the nonchalant, smug look on his face, but I wasn't about to say anything when he was literally about to pay for my admission fee. But before I could, begrudgingly, thank him, Eleanor's excited voice cuts me off. Oh, do you suppose there will be shows today as well? I saw some advertised outside. Oh yeah? I wasn't paying much attention to them. I hope there will be penguins. What the fuck? Perhaps Leon would enjoy them. What about me? You? I don't suppose you like sharks. I can hear the clerk chime in with information on the latest hotspots and what shows are playing, but I shut it all out when I noticed Leon standing idly near the doorway, still sporting that concerned look on his face. Did he just get, like, stalkered? Is he like, is that a stalker talking to him? Is that our stalker talking to him? Without missing a beat, I make my way over to his side and spare him an empathetic glance. I'm real sorry about all that, Angel, but something's come up involving my mom at the hospital. I knew it! Unless he's lying. Oh no, is everything okay? Yeah, nah, Mom's fine. It's just some important paperwork I need to fill out for her, on her behalf. You know, since Dad is still working abroad and all. I'm so sorry, but I really gotta go. I'll try to come back as soon as I'm... Hey, don't sweat it, Leon. Focus on your mother first. I don't miss the way his entire demeanor softens at my concern. Leon looks as though he wants to say something serious, but holds himself back at the very last second. As if to compensate, I end up filling in the silence instead. I'm sure I can survive third-wheeling Teo and Eleanor's date alone. Geez, I really owe you one. Actually, you know what? Here. Before I can refuse, Leon shoves a stack of small bills into my palm and closes his hand around it. Hey, you don't have to. Besides, Teo already paid for everything just now. Nah, I won't be hearing anything from you. If you won't accept it, then spend it all on something for me instead, yeah? Go to town in the souvenir shop. See if they have any sunfish merch in there. Alright, thank you, Leon. No worries, doll. But I gotta go now. I'll tell Mum you said hi. Leon turns on his heel before I have the chance to respond, so he completely misses me waving him off. What if Ren did something to his mom? Or was like, he needs to leave? So he, like, made something happen at the hospital. And now what if Ren is on his way to come to the aquarium with us? In his rush, he almost knocks someone over, but he quickly helps them regain their footing and apologizes before speeding off once more. Man, I sure hope everything is okay with his mother. But before I can dwell on it any longer, the sweet melody of Eleanor's laughter pulls me from my thoughts and I turn back towards the group. Aw, this looks cute. I've always wanted to... Actually, I think I have gone under these before. I notice that Teo and Eleanor are now standing by the entrance, which also happens to double as a massive underwater tunnel, all while pointing to a school of fish swimming over their heads. When Eleanor notices my presence, she happily waves me over before her attention shifts towards the door behind me, no doubt expecting to see Leon walk back in and join us. It made sense considering how they missed his departure, but she snaps out of her curious daze at the moment Teo brushes a hand against her back to move her out of the way of a family passing by. But what truly shocks me is that he doesn't seem to move his hand. Instead, Teo leaves it there as he steps closer and blocks my coworker from my view. He meets my gaze with an intense, unreadable expression, and I can't help but look away. Yikes. What was that all about? Suddenly, the moment felt too personal for my liking, almost as if I shouldn't be looking at something so intimate. Turning away, I decide to channel my interest into picking out a roadmap from the brochure stand instead. If Teo and Eleanor were planning on getting cozy with each other, I needed to plan my escape route. But before I move away, I notice a lone aquarium tank off to the side. I was like, is that red? It was far enough from the eyes of the people, still waiting in the queue, but still close enough to the entrance to entice any passers-by who come in and take a look. Inside were countless amounts of colorful fish, coral, and other sea crustaceans, and I couldn't help but look in awe of some of the bright marine life as they float around in the water. If only Leon could join us. I could almost hear his laughter as some of the sunfish-like creatures that swim by. Keeping the rest of the group in sight, I stray slightly to the right for a better vantage point. A group of neon tetrafish zip past, and my eyes follow them as they swim around. They easily stand out against the bright orange and green corals, and especially the pink and blue. Wait, pink and blue? Oh my god, it is Ren. Ew, look at him! He's like, hi, I see you. This is like so disturbing, low-key. Still mad that his hair is long and I can't shorten it. Also, see, he has, you know what it's gotta be? That's his wedding ring, and that's probably a ring he would give to me, maybe. And like in his mind, he's like, yes, now we're married forever. I don't know. Just so happens to be at the aquarium when I'm at the aquarium. Leon just so happens to also have left. Peering closer to the glass, I catch a sight of a familiar face on the other side of the tank. Ren doesn't seem to notice me yet, seemingly far too entranced by the brightly colored creatures as they swim by. His soft eyes follow some of the smaller fish as they dart across the tank before swapping over to the group of guppies swimming past. Suddenly, our eyes meet the moment the fish split up, and I watch as Ren's expression morphs from surprise into a sickeningly sweet look. He tries to say something, but his words come out inaudible due to the glass separating us. As if realizing, Ren, instead, points toward the fish off to the side before resting his hand on the glass and mouthing something else. I still can't fully understand what he's trying to say. That is, until my eyes land on what he was pointing at. Catching me off guard, I watch in awe as a lone fish swims between us and captures both of our attention. Was that an angelfish? The fond memory from our time at the pier comes to mind, and I find myself thinking back to when Ren affectionately gave me that nickname. It wasn't even like affectionately, I guess. He was just being, honestly, that was really cringe because Leon was like sunfish, and then Ren's like angelfish. Like, that's so sassy and kind of cringe, low-key. And had I known any better, I would have assumed that he was thinking about the same thing, given the way his eyes crinkle and soften as the fish's scales shimmer underneath the artificial light. Too absorbent in how picturesque this all looked, I completely missed Ren's swift departure, that is, until he's rounding the corner of the fish tank and taking his place by my side. Hi, Angel. Oh, hey, Hugh. Fancy meeting you here. The first thing I notice is how Ren is tugging at his sleeves again, though he doesn't seem to shy away from the close proximity, nor seem to mind it as much. Those fish were pretty neat, huh? Yeah, I couldn't take my eyes off them. Hey, did you spot the angelfish swimming by? I was busy looking at the sunfish. That's like I like Leon. It's very I like Leon coded. The what? Clownfish. That one seems like you just don't like them. I was staring at the sharks. I did. It was so captivating. I thought there would have been one that was like, I was too busy looking at you. I did. It was so captivating. It was, huh? Couldn't stop looking as well. Yeah, I didn't even know they could be that colorful. Actually, this might sound cheesy, but after you mentioned the angelfish, it reminded me of our date by the pier, remember? How could I forget? It's one of my most treasured memories. Top 3, in fact. Not wanting to let this opportunity pass, I decided to tease Ren a bit. Oh, please, top 3? Don't laugh. If you get to be cheesy, why can't I? Well, in that case, if you get to give me a cheesy nickname like Angelfish, why can't I? Wait, you wanna give me a nickname? Come on, it's only fair. Though, to be honest, I don't really know any pink-colored fish. Dang it. Oh yeah? That's too bad. There's a blobfish. Blobfish are pink. Hey, don't think you can get away that easily, Buttercup. I'll think of something better, eventually. Eventually? Eventually. At that, Ren lets out a puff of laughter before returning his attention to the tank once more. He doesn't seem to stray from my side, though, and it's then that I realize, what was he doing at the aquarium in the first place? He is stalking us. We've been knew this. We knew it. The game is called 14 Days With You because he doesn't leave our side, ever. Without missing a beat, I take a step closer and voice my thoughts. You know, I wasn't expecting to run into you here. Oh, really? Yeah, no offense, but you don't really seem like an aquarium guy. Is that so? I didn't have any plans for today, so I figured I'd do a bit of under-the-sea sightseeing to pass the time. Plus, I finished the book you recommended the other week, the one about the underwater city. I guess it inspired me to come here. Really? Did you like it? What did you think about it? I enjoyed it, especially the part where... Oh, Sasay, look at that! Is he lying? Did he lie about that? Ren isn't shy about how he leans over my shoulder to point at something outside my peripheral vision. I follow his finger, and between the driftwood and coral, I spot Eleanor and Teo standing awfully close together. I don't miss the way Teo sizes up Ren, even from a distance, before he tears his gaze away from us with an inaudible scoff. A surprised sound escapes the back of my throat as I watch Teo unabashedly run a hand down my coworker's side, but what truly shocks me is the way Eleanor boldly grabs his arm and loops her hand around it. No way. That's, wow, I honestly didn't think she had it in her, and while her confidence shocked me, it also sparked a bout of curiosity inside me as well. Even though we all established that this wasn't an actual date, Eleanor still wanted to treat it like one. But now that I really think about it, isn't this similar to the date I shared with Ren at the pier as well? Next thing I know, I found my mind wandering to all the times I held Ren's hand as we walked along the boardwalk, and right now, it looked all too tempting with how it was casually resting against the glass. I could easily fit the palm of my hand in his, and I'm sure he wouldn't mind in the slightest if I were to reach out right now and... No, come on, Angel, what are you thinking? Although, come to think of it, wasn't I the one who initiated most of the hand-holding during the moments we spent together? Maybe he'd be okay with it after all. Should I? Move your hand away. Hold Ren's hand. Why does he look angry at us? Like we're about to make the wrong decision. Hold Ren's hand. Before I can talk myself out of it, I reach out and slip my fingers between Ren's palm and the glass of the tank. His skin feels uncharacteristically coarse and rough against my own, but before I can question it, I brush against something cold and metallic instead. Daring a curious peek, yeah, thank you. I've peeped the ring since day frickin' one. I looked down and noticed a golden ring on one of his fingers. In fact, it appeared to look vaguely similar to the one around his neck. Thank you! I'm literally, you guys do not know how happy I am that our character is finally noticing the things that I have been noticing for a long time now. But as soon as I opened my mouth to ask, Ren casually slips his fingers between my own to entwine them. He gives me a soft smile, almost as if he knew this was going to happen, before Eleanor's wide voice pulls me back to the present. Angel, there you are! Oh, he looks so mad. Why didn't you say anything earlier, Teo? Where'd Pretty Boy run off to? Princess over here said he had to leave earlier. Dang, if it isn't Buttercup. That sucks, because we just called him Buttercup, and then now Teo's also calling him Buttercup. It's Ren, actually. Not this again. Before the two can have the chance to butt heads, I carefully step in and interrupt. Something came up at the hospital, so Leon had to go. Oh dear, I hope everything is okay. He assured me that everything is fine, so I wouldn't stress too much about it. I watched as Eleanor shuffles on her feet in contemplation before noticing the item still grasped perfectly in her hands. That's a relief, but oh, what do you suppose we should do with this ticket then? Shall I ask for a refund? It's fine. That looks like loose change to me. I'll take it. I'll make it back in 45 seconds. Still, we shouldn't let it go to waste. Oh, I know. Eleanor's expression shifts from relevation to something more cheeky as she turns to me with a small, knowing grin. She leans close enough to whisper, but doesn't seem all that quiet about it. Here, why don't you give the ticket to your lover boy? Lover boy? You've got to be joking. Should I tell you all about how our lovely Angel has a secret admirer, and how he often rents out her books from the lot? Eleanor? I feel like I'm missing some context here. Almost hastily, I snatch the ticket from Eleanor's hands and usher Ren inside the tunnel, away from my gossipy coworker and Teo's smug grin. I hardly notice the time passing by with all the fun I'm having, and before I know it, almost 2 hours go by in a blur. I'd initially been so fixated on being a third wheel that I completely forgot about the exciting things people could do at the aquarium. Eleanor seemed all too happy to snap pictures of everything, ranging from Ren and I petting some stingrays, Teo getting splashed by a seal, and all the giant sea creatures that swarm around in the overhead tanks. By the time I noticed my feet starting to hurt, we all had made it to the small food court conveniently placed at the end of the main attractions. Eleanor used this as an opportunity to use the restroom while Teo wandered off to who knows where, so Ren and I were left to look for a place for us all to sit down and rest. But we didn't get far before the light sounds of footsteps drew closer once more. Angel, Ren, there you are! He looks angry again! Sorry for the wait, I ran into Teo earlier while he was talking to one of the tour guides. He's a friend, and I wanted to talk to him. You don't need to wait for me. Oh, but you said you were lost and needed help with something urgent. Aw, come on, princess. There's no need to act coy. Surely people say the same thing to you at the library, right? Well, yes, I suppose they do. But I don't see what that has to do with me waiting for you. Wait, is he flirting with the guy? Or acting coy, for that matter. You're adorable when you're clueless. Anyway, are either of you hungry yet? It's past noon, and I'm worried Teo won't put his pride aside and admit that he's hungry. Excuse me? Oh, am I wrong? I could have sworn I heard your stomach growl earlier. Now who's acting coy? First of all, when did they reunite without me noticing? And secondly, was Teo embarrassed? There was no way I was going to let this opportunity pass. Oh, is the big baby hungry? Didn't eat breakfast this morning, did you? I did, unlike you. I can afford to eat whenever I want. Though it came out blunt and harsh, I knew Teo was only joking. Then why don't I go and get us all something to eat? Any preferences? Allergies I should be made aware of? Why do you care, princess? You're plotting to kill me or something? It's only natural to worry about the health of others. I wouldn't want to give you something you're allergic to. Besides, everyone deserves to be cared for. You're weird. What was that? I said wasabi. I'm allergic to wasabi. Wasabi, huh? I see. And what about you lot? Any preferences? Oh, maybe she's also Australian. And what about you lot? And what about you lot? I don't think I can do a good Australian accent for a girl. Do you think they have any scones? I've been having a really bad craving for it recently. Then in that case, I'll have a... Before I can voice my preferences, Teo cuts me off by pulling out his wallet and handing it to my coworker. Eleanor takes it from him without complaint, but pairs it with a curious look and a slight tilt of her head. Get whatever. I need to have a word with Dollface over here. I don't get the chance to fully respond before Teo directs me towards the opening of the food court, but I barely get 3 steps away before I feel a gentle tug at my sleeve. Curious, I glance back, only to find Ren sporting a pout on his soft features. Relax, Buttercup. I'll get her back in one piece. Now that I think about it, it was kind of out of the blue for Teo to be acting like this. I mean, since when did he ever want to talk about something serious? Maybe he, genuinely likes Eleanor. With that revelation in mind, I offer Ren a reassuring look and give his arm a comforting squeeze. I'm sure it'll only be a few minutes. Oh. His eyes flicker between me and Teo a few times before it lands on my hand, still resting on his arm, and he lets out an inaudible sigh. Okay, I'll wait for you here. No, stay where Princess can see you, unless you wanted to freak out and think we ditched. Her name is Eleanor, you know. Wow, amazing, whatever, come on, let's go. Without another word, Teo nudges me in the right direction, leaving Ren all alone and confused. I'm confused too. Following closely behind, Teo leads me to a quiet corner near the food court before turning around and boxing me in with his large arms. He casually leans his weight to one side before finally speaking. Hey, so I've got this fun idea. Seriously? I thought you wanted to talk about something urgent. Dang, could you be a little less loud about it? And as a matter of fact, yes I do. No, you always say, I've got an idea, and then it turns out to be something illegal like trespassing or vandalism. Isn't that the whole point of an idea? He was not serious. We are not about to discuss the logistics behind... Look, it's serious. I need you to help me make Ellie, or whatever, jealous. What? She's getting a bit too clingy for my taste, and it might even get Buttercup to ease up on all that juvenile puppy love crap. Huh? You seriously don't think he's being too clingy? He's practically glued himself to your side the entire day. Oh please, you're one to talk. You always used to do this to me back when we were dating. Remember all those parties you invited me to back when we both used to live in the city? You always left me by myself so you can go mess around with other people. At one point, I had asked Jay to take me home because you didn't come back. You're not seriously bringing this up again, are you? Wait, I'm confused. So he wants to make Ellie jealous. He wants to make Eleanor jealous by having us. I don't know. He said Ren was too clingy and that, but he wants... Why does he want to make Eleanor jealous? I don't know, I'm confused. Who do you think asked Jay to pick you up in the first place? And I know you. You've always hated getting in trouble with the law. Why would I bring you along and get you involved in that crap? Plus, I'd appreciate if you didn't lump all my interest into just messing around. Is that seriously what you think of me? Am I just some serial cheating sleazebag to you? Well, no. But... And like I've told you a million times, doll, we were never dating. You came to that conclusion by yourself. He's so harsh. Excuse me? I mean, when have I ever said we were exclusive? At what point did I ever call you my girlfriend? Every time you asked me what we were, I told you it was just something casual, nothing more. Sure, you've got special treatment, but that's only because I saw you as a friend instead of someone I can just screw around with. You don't see me going after Jay or Leon for the same reason, do you? I guess, but still. For what it's worth, I'm sorry for giving you the wrong impression. But you knew from the dang start that I wouldn't be down for those kinds of relationships. I told you this from the very beginning, dollface. But whatever we had going on between us, it was never meant to be something serious. You were the one who got too attached and clingy. And now the same dang thing has happened all over again with that blonde friend of yours. Little Miss Princess over there is treating me like I'm a dang child who needs to be supervised all the time, and I can't even tell if she's interested in me or not. Plus, you're not exactly No, never mind. Either my idea works out and this gathering gets more interesting, or she realizes I'm not the type to be babied and backs off. So he either wants to fuck her or leave her alone is what I'm picking up. While I had to jump through hoops and hurdles to understand it, Teo did have a point, but everything about his ideas still felt wrong. Regardless, if I agree or not, if Eleanor saw us flirting, wouldn't she just assume that you're not interested in her at all? Besides, I'd never betrayed her like that. Who said anything about flirting? Crap, you really are into me, aren't you? Can't say I'm flattered, doll. Excuse me? All I was gonna do is ignore her for a bit. Make them think you're more entertaining or something. I mean, it almost worked with that tour guide from earlier. But if you want to cling to my arm too, by all means, pretty go ahead. Just try not to get attached again this time. You're so insufferable. So is it a yes or a no? I still don't know what you want me to do exactly. Teo's gaze shifts to something behind me before a light ignites in his eyes as he sends me a sly smirk. Just follow my lead. Ugh. I barely have any time to process his words before Teo places a hand on the small of my back and pulls me closer to his side. His voice is louder than usual, and it's then when I notice Eleanor and Ren slowly coming into view. See that storeroom over there? Looks like it's unlocked. Wanna go check it out? What are you? Come on, doll. You're not really interested in having a bit of fun? Loosen up a little. What the fuck? All of a sudden, I feel my phone vibrate in my pocket, but as I move to pull it out, Teo gives me a pointed look and I find myself stalling. Follow Teo inside their storeroom? What? I so badly want to know what happens. I need to know what happens if we go into the storeroom. Not for Teo's sake, but cause like, does Ren, like, snap? Does Ren, like, kill Teo if that happens? Refuse and stay where you are, wait for Eleanor to return, wait for Ren to notice you. I feel like the only thing I, like, actually would be comfortable with is refuse and stay where you are. Like, if we're playing, like, for realsies. But I want to follow him into the storeroom real quick to see what happens. With a wink, he leans closer and whispers against the shell of my ear. Smart choice, doll. One of Teo's large hands rests atop the one holding my phone before he uses it to gently tug me along and shuts the door behind us. Like, I can imagine Ren bursting through the door and he's like, pop, pop, pop to Teo. Darkness envelops the both of us as I strain to make out the sound of Teo's shuffling in order to pinpoint where he is. Ugh, I seriously can't believe he roped me into doing this. This is my side, don't cross that line. What line? The line I just drew with my fingers. Teo, I can barely see anything in here. Well, almost. Even in my corner of the dark room, I can still make out the faint shape of boxes on the shelves, alongside a dirty mop and cleaning supplies that Teo made sure to put me near. Crap, I hope I wasn't standing in anything. But just as I pull out my phone to use the flashlight and check, bright overhead lights flood the confined space as Ren and Eleanor's concerned faces appear from behind the door. Oh, well, that was quick. Ren wastes no time in shoving past Teo to reach for me, only to take his place by my side and pull me into his chest. Because of this, I could hardly see Eleanor's or Teo's reaction. Couldn't you talk to her outside? Aww. I can practically hear the venom dripping from Ren's tone as he harshly glares at Teo from over his shoulder. This is insane. He should be mad at me. He's not dating Teo. He should be mad at us. Oh, but he's being so sweet. Who goes into storerooms just to talk anyway? Talk about clingy. Well, whatever. I got what I wanted. I follow Teo's gaze as he takes in Eleanor's flushed expression before he throws an arm over her shoulder, takes the bag from their grasp, and guides her out of the closet. I can hear him mumbling something about how adorable she looks with a pouting expression as the door shuts behind them. Nothing but silence is left. Oh, and now we're in the closet. Maybe this was a good choice. Nothing but silence is left in their wake, and it's then that I notice that Ren is still in the closet with me, peering down with an unreadable expression. Did he hurt you, or do anything strange? No, Teo was just odd. I couldn't help but feel the need to explain myself. He just wanted a way to make Eleanor jealous, so he suggested going into this closet with him. I swear, nothing happened. Do you like him? What? Do you like Teo? Why else would you agree to... Oh, I feel so bad. Clarifying who he was talking about, still didn't lessen the confusion bubbling in my brain, and I can hear Ren's grasp tighten around the shelf behind me as he tries to find the words to say. His breath comes out staggered now, and his gaze isn't any less intense. No, I think I like Eleanor more. Actually, I do like Teo. We have so many insane options. Holy shit. I like it. It sucks because I feel like I have to like remember that I'm making like these choices. I'm gonna save here. I meant to like do it all in one line, not fill the page. But for this sake, I want to say, I like you the most, Ren. Ren lets out a shaky breath as his composure practically melts in front of me. His cheeks flush a deep red, and he looks down with intense, love-struck eyes before he closes them and rests his forehead against my own. But the action was fast-fleeting, as his head eventually drops into the crook of my neck instead, and his hands remain silent against the shelf behind me. Me? You really like me the most? Sorry, I need a second. Ren? He doesn't seem to respond. Instead, he simply stays rooted in place while his breath fans against my shoulder. Is he okay? I can almost hear the wooden shelf creak as his grip tightens before he pulls back with a determined glint in his eyes. As long as Teo didn't do anything to you, then... Wow, I wonder... I don't know. I don't know if there's a way we can get him to, like, kill Teo. And if he did, I'd kill him. That's... I know him so well! It was like the room got cold all of a sudden. There's an unsettling look on Ren's face before it quickly morphs into his usual soft expression. Was I just imagining things? Just kidding. Something tells me that he wasn't really joking around. Angel, are you okay? Was that really Ren just now? Oh, interesting. So many interesting things. We're gonna encourage his dark behavior. We're gonna get him to murder everybody. But not Eleanor. Or Violet. Like, damn, leave them alone. Jeez. You know what? Maybe you should've. I can't really stand people who do whatever they please for their own selfish reasons. I glare at the floor as I recount how Teo had been treating me lately. Like I was something expendable to throw away once he had his fun. Besides, wasn't that what he essentially did? Once Eleanor came in, he didn't look twice before leaving with her. You'd be okay with that? With Teo dead? Yes. Really? You sure? I'm sure. He stares at me with wide eyes, and it almost makes me regret saying anything in the first place. I don't really know what just came over me, but still. Some decrepit and morbid part of me genuinely did believe that Teo would have been better off at the bottom of Lake Blue Moss. I never really let it get to me, but I've honestly had it up to here with people like him. Those hedonistic individuals who only care about themselves and never the well-being of those around them. Perhaps it was why I moved away from the city in the first place, to escape people like Teo, in some messed up way. At least it brought me closer to someone as understanding and considerate as Ren. Speaking of, I dare a glance towards my pink-haired companion, only to find him staring back at me with a soft smile. He leans in close this time, as if he wanted to whisper something for me only to hear. Well, if I ever need to hide a body, I'll know who to call now. Aww. No way you're getting me involved with your crimes. No, but I think it's a genius idea. They'd never suspect the cute librarian. Now that the mood had lightened, I give Ren a playful shove and roll my eyes. Now that that's all sorted, I think we should leave this dingy storage closet by now, don't you? I mean, we've been in here for a while. And Nori has our food. I suppose we should leave, but I guess there's something sort of comforting about this closet. Or maybe it's just you. Huh? Being this close to you, I like it. Where was this coming from? Suddenly, I can hear Ren's arm shift from beside me and move towards my face instead. His fingertips hover close to my cheek, and for a brief moment I almost find myself wanting to lean into his touch to feel his warmth. But he pulls away at the very last second and instead rests his hand by his side once more. At him edging us. Ren? I don't want to be a hypocrite. He sends me another yet soft smile before stepping back and awkwardly tugging on the end of his sleeve. A hypocrite? What did he mean by that? Confused, I press him for answers. Hypocrite as in, like, just using us? What do you mean? I came here thinking Teo was putting moves on you to get a rise out of me. If I'm being honest, part of me wants to think that he's still outside waiting for us to leave. I want to... He covers his mouth with his hand as he awkwardly shifts his weight from one foot to the other. Ren almost looks like he's weighing his options, and I can't tell if it's a winning or losing battle in his mind. All I can do is offer him a reassuring look to let him know he can speak more freely with me. I mean, we did just have a heart-to-heart about the appropriateness of murder a few minutes ago. I kind of want to make him jealous, too. Oh. I mean, I'm supposed to be paired up with you today, not him. He has no business trying to take you from me. Trying to take you from me. Not like you could, anyway. His words remind me of the day at the pier, when that pushy cashier kept trying to flirt with Ren. I won't lie and say that I hadn't been affected by it. It's hard not to be when being with Ren had been the most exciting thing as of late, but I still had so many things I needed to discuss with him. Sorry guys, it's the next day. I had to go, but now I'm back. I won't lie and say that I hadn't been affected by it. It's hard not to be when being with Ren has been the most exciting thing as of late, but I still had so many things I needed to discuss with him. What better place to start than here? About that, remember our time by the boardwalk the other day? Our date by the pier? Yeah, and how that cashier tried to... Well, I'm not sure what she was trying, but she seemed real cozy with you. Cozy? Did it come across that way? I thought I made my intentions with her clear. The confusion must have been written all over my face as Ren takes it upon himself to elaborate further. I may have threatened to push her down the staircase. I wonder if he would have said that if we hadn't, been like, yeah, maybe you should kill Teo. I really wouldn't do it, though. What? You really tried to threaten her? Yes, but only because she tried to take me away from you. I'd never want to make you upset, or leave your side, for that matter. We were having fun together, and she had to come along and ruin it. Besides, whatever she had to show me downstairs probably wouldn't have been that interesting anyway. I let out a deep sigh and weighed Ren's words. Was he really telling me the truth? I swear, I'm not interested in her, Angel. In fact, I'm really not interested in anyone who isn't you. I guess I haven't really been forward enough with you, huh? In that case... I watch as Ren takes a tentative step towards me and reaches an arm out, but before I can feel the cool touch of his hand on my cheek, he seems to hesitate. But when I take my own step closer and lean my head into his hand, Ren's demeanor seems to melt instantly. He sends me a soft smile before fully committing to cupping my cheek. Believe me when I say my only interest is in you, Angel. No one could possibly sway me from you. I'm yours completely. All of me, and more. Ren's gaze is almost intense as he peers down at me. Sincerity manifests on his face and in his words, and I find myself slowly believing it. You don't need to feel the same way right now, but so long as you believe me, that's all I ask. And his gaze drops to his feet, and the hand that was once caressing my face now moves to cover his mouth instead. Perhaps it was a trick of the eye, but I could have sworn I saw Ren gently inhale. Is he about to cry? Maybe don't look at anyone else who isn't me too. What was that? No, nothing. Just wondering if Mr. Wasabi Hair is still outside the store. Wasabi Hair? Why don't you go check then, Buttercup? I'll wait here. No, I like being here with you instead. Ren takes another step closer. We're practically chest to chest at this point until I could feel the warmth radiate from his body and bring me comfort. No one compares to you. I could bask in your company for as long as you let me. I'd never tire of you. Oh. Was that too much? I figured I'd be more honest and open with you to avoid any more misunderstandings, but I can dial it back. Or not do it at all, if you prefer. I don't mind it, Ren. I wasn't expecting it, I guess. Normally you're more reserved? Almost like Haruko, right? What a coincidence, huh? I suppose. He's my favorite character for a reason, you know. And is it winning me any points? We'll see. I can feel Ren's breath ghost against the shell of my ear as he lets out a puff of laughter. Can't believe I'm getting jealous over an anime character. Hey now, unlike Haruko, you're real. I can touch you. Ren's face seems to immediately flush at that. Besides, imagine how Teo must be feeling right now. We've been in here for how long? You know, I didn't think you'd be on board with making him jealous. Really? Yeah, but if you're still up for it... There's a mischievous glint in Ren's eyes, making him look younger and more youthful than he normally appears. What harm could a little prank do? I did want to get back at Teo for making me go through with this in the first place, and admittedly, I was enjoying my time with Ren in the closet. I wouldn't have had this much needed conversation otherwise, nor would I have gotten any clarity if I'd kept pondering over it endlessly. With a lopsided smile of my own, I come to a decision. Oh, why would we leave the storage closet? Obviously, we need to stay with Ren a little bit longer. I also feel like there's almost no point in like choosing things now because at this point we've made so many decisions and then it's just gonna rewrite my save. Like, we might as well just start a new game. Stay with Ren a little longer. I'm sure we could spend a few more minutes inside this closet. We could really sell it if you let me tussle your hair a bit. Only if you turn your jacket inside out too. Though something tells me Teo would see right through it. Yeah, I guess he'd be all too familiar with this sort of thing, huh? Hey, have you heard? Deciding that if we were going to spend a bit together inside the closet, I might as well have fun with it. Without missing a beat, Ren leans closer to me and lowers his head so I can whisper into his ear. One time, Teo got caught fraternizing with the mayor's son at some club. Apparently, he left with the wrong tie and belt. Seriously? Yeah, it was all over the news. Wow, I must have missed it. I don't usually watch TV. What does he mean he must have missed it? He wasn't here. Oh, and what do you do? How did we miss that he missed that? And rent good books and chat up pretty librarians, of course. And do you normally chat them up in dark closets as well? Only one. So far. So far. I'm hoping it'll stay that way. The smile Ren sends me somehow makes the closet feel much brighter. Aw, that's cute. Very wholesome. Very cute. As soon as Ren and I exit the storeroom, the first thing we notice is that Teo, Eleanor, and our food is nowhere in sight. Well, I guess the resident arsonist really got what he wanted after all, and for some reason, Ren seems just as bummed about the situation too. They really just left? I guess so, which kinda sucks because Tia was my ride home. Oh, I can drop you off if you want. Or we can go to my place, it's not far and we still have some time to kill. All of a sudden, the chilling thought of a potential stalker lurking about returns, and I will the unsettling feeling in my stomach to calm down. Perhaps going home wouldn't be the best idea right now, especially if someone might still be there waiting for me. Ren's innocent offer lingers in my mind, and I find myself feeling more and more inclined to take him up on it as the second pass. I mean, I definitely would feel much better if I had someone else around in the off chance that something were to happen. Plus, Ren did once offer to let me stay at his place if something ever went wrong, and some part of me felt almost safe in his presence. Still, I don't want to concern him with my troubles, let alone potentially put his well-being at risk. There's one thing I realized I do too much of, it's I be too considerate of other people. Fuck him and his risk. He's probably our stalker anyways, we're going to his house if we can. I also don't want anything to happen to Eleanor by revealing too much to Ren, so maybe it would be best to keep quiet about my problem and accept his offer. And if I change my mind, I'm sure Ren would be kind enough to bring me home. So, with a forced smile, I peer up at Ren with a determined look and give him my answer. So sounds good to me. Yeah. Yeah. The walk through the parking lot was slow. Ah, shoot. We can go back. Was slow and uneventful, but I didn't seem to mind. I was having fun with Ren as we playfully nudged each other along the sidewalk, and the banter we shared helped brighten my mood. Ah! No! So Teo and Eleanor, huh? I think that's what he said. Somehow the conversation keeps falling back to the pair, and I just couldn't understand why. It wasn't like I was actively trying to think about them. Though, maybe I just needed to rack my brain around it for the thought to leave my mind. A sideward glance in Ren's direction shows that he genuinely was considering my question. If the pursed lip and head tilt were anything to go by, and I couldn't help but chuckle. It sure was a weird combo now that I think about it. But well, if it works? That's true, I suppose. It's just hard to imagine Nori with someone like Teo. Do you think it's impossible, being with someone who's not your type? I guess it depends on the person. I see. What about you, Ren? Do you think you could be with someone who might not be your type? No, absolutely not. His response is immediate, and it has me turning my head in my pink-haired companion's direction. I guess that makes sense, right? Now we're his type, so he's like, fuck no, why would I be interested in anyone else? I mean, you're my type. Why would I want to be with someone who isn't you? Exactly. I know exactly what's going on in this dude's brain. Oh, but this isn't about me, right? You asked about Eleanor and Teo? Yeah, well, do you think they should be a couple? I choose to ignore the way Ren evades my initial question, but I won't lie. His own musing does leave me pondering. Did I think my friend and coworker would be a good couple? Hypothetically, of course. I was well aware of the fact that the Theodore, or is it actually Theodore? Should we have been calling him Theo this whole time? Alvarado would never settle down with anyone. But still, if anyone would be able to get Teo to change his ways, I'm sure Eleanor could do it. She just has a certain charm about her that makes everyone want to be a better person. I had no doubt that even people like Teo wouldn't be immune to it. Yes, they would be cute together. No, they're not good for each other. Ooh, it's not my place to decide. I'm not really sure, to be honest. I think I'm gonna go with this one. Because I genuinely am not sure. And also, if I say yes, they would be cute together, I would be lying. And if I said no, they're not good for each other, then Ren might be like, oh, you still like Teo then, don't you? Also, it's not my place to decide is a really good one also, but I don't know, I feel like I'm not really sure, to be honest, might be better because it's more aligned with me feeling like they genuinely wouldn't be a good couple. Like, Teo should, like, legitimately fall off a cliff. He sucks. Unless, what if I say that and then me telling him that they're not good for each other means that he actually does try and kill Teo? Wow, so much to think about here. No, let's say no, they're not good for each other. I see. Well then, I guess we should let fate do its thing, right? We shouldn't interfere. You believe in fate? It led me to you. Jeez, you're so cheesy. Soon enough, our conversation comes to a halt when a sleek, black sports bike comes into view. So Ren brought his bike again, huh? Part of me still expected someone like him to just walk everywhere, if I was being honest. If I'd known I'd be bringing you home, I would have brought my car instead. But I recently loaned it to a friend, actually. Oh, really? Yeah, he's out of town, though. I doubt he'll be getting back anytime soon. Interesting. Anyway, Ren retrieves a spare helmet from the side of his motorbike and turns to me once more. All too familiar with his routine, I let him slip the helmet on and secure it tightly. What if there's a dead body in his car? I don't know. I still wasn't used to riding this bike, but I put the fear aside for the prospect of more free food and a warm home. Somehow we managed to make it to Ren's apartment complex in record time. I guess he really wasn't lying when he said it wasn't that far, and unlike Teo, Ren lawfully parks his bike in the designated area before guiding me toward the elevator with a spring in his step. Tacky music plays as we slowly ascend to the upper levels, though Ren only makes it even more awkward by staring at the back of my head the entire time. I can practically feel his eyes on me even as I try to ignore them, so I offer him a forced grin while we both wait for the elevator doors to open. Once they do, I let out a sigh of relief. The same gaudy interior greets us, and I still find myself trying to process how Ren could afford such a lavish place. Too lost in thought, I aimlessly follow behind my pink-haired companion as he leads me toward his door, before bumping into his backside when he abruptly stops in his tracks. Concerned at his odd and sudden reaction, I glance up only to find him staring intently at the floor. Following Ren's gaze, I notice the lights coming from beneath the cracks of one of the doors, and weirdly enough, the faintest hint of black smoke seems to be emerging from there as well. Does he have someone captured in here? Smoke? Did they burn their food or something? Confused, I look to Ren to see if he has any better ideas. Is there something wrong? Oh, no, I didn't realize someone had moved in. I thought I was the only one who lived on this floor. Not a fan of sharing, are we? Not particularly. Still, I guess everything would be fine as long as I didn't... Never mind, what do you mean? What do you mean, Ren? Spill. What are you talking about, Ren? Before I can question it, Ren continues walking until we arrive at our destination. Watching him dig through his pocket for his key card only reminds me to check my phone, but when I reach for it, I notice my own pockets are empty. A wave of realization hits me as the panic slowly starts to creep in. Oh shoot! In my flustered state, I barely notice Ren turning to me with a curious look on his face. I think I left my phone back at the aquarium. Are you sure? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I placed it on the shelf when Teo pulled me into that closet earlier. Ren seems to bristle at that. Hey, don't worry, I'll go back and get it. The aquarium should still be open anyway. Oh, he's probably happy to, because then, well, I was thinking I would go back and get it, and then he could, I don't know. Maybe there's something he's hiding in his apartment, I don't know. That he needs to fix. I don't know. I'm so sorry about this. Ren unlocks the door and gestures for me to go inside. Don't worry about it, Angel. Here, make yourself at home. I'll be back before you know it. Ugh, or maybe he's like happy because then he gets to go through my phone. You install like a tracking device. Well, he's already stalking me. He's probably already had access to our phone. It doesn't matter. Maybe he needs to update some software on it or something. Ren doesn't give me a chance to say goodbye before he's speeding off towards the direction of the elevator. Leaving me to my own devices, I awkwardly step inside his apartment and take everything in. We can go into that locked room! If it's open. Everything looks the same as the last time I was here, down to the cold marble flooring and gaudy furniture scattered about the place. And although I didn't notice it last time, the mirror in his entryway looked very similar to mine. The only difference was that his was hung up correctly. Cute. Well, at least now I know what mine looked like once I put in the effort to fix it. But until then, it's going to stay crookedly placed on my wall and forever taunt me. Saving that mental note for later, I recall my steps towards Ren's spacious lounge and take everything in. Yep, still the same grandiose furniture, sterile smell, and... wait a second. Oh? Looking closer, it's then when I notice the large desk pressed against one of the corners in the room, tucked in hidden away from view. It didn't look brand new, though I don't recall looking in that spot the last time I was here either. The desk could have been here since the beginning for all I know. I can't help the twang of curiosity that hits me as I draw closer towards it, and with the desk now close enough to see, I can easily make out the shape of some kind of art station, as well as Ren's laptop still open to the side. Papers were scattered all over the rest of the table, and another tentative step closer brings its contents into view. Were they rough drafts for a webcomic? I had an inkling Ren would be into them, given his interest in AOG, but I had no idea he created a few of his own. One book in particular, however, piques my interest with its unique cover, though it might have just been the book lover in me. It was thick and worn out, yet it looked like it was well taken care of. I noticed some smudge marks, possibly red paint, stained on the front cover, as well as some sort of circular indented notch right in the center. Does something go inside here? The contraption is foreign to me, and whatever fit inside must have been how you unlock it, but as I turn the book in my hand, I noticed that the latch was already detached, and a few loose pages spill out onto the desk. Ah! With a panicked cry, I quickly scoop the papers back up and open the book to stuff them back inside. But as I do, something catches my eyes. Weren't these sketches from Always With You? I could easily make out the male lead's hairstyle anywhere. After all, it was similar to Ren's, or rather, Haruko's, yet this one had a contrasting shade of black instead of pink. Maybe another character then? Strange, I don't remember seeing any similar black-haired characters in the webcomic. Still, the likeness of the art style was insane, and Always With You was the only webcomic published by the anonymous author. Their debut into the online industry was a huge success because of it. So, fan art? It was oddly cute to think that Ren might have made his own self-insert character, though if I were any better at art, I probably would have done the same. Curiosity once again gets the better of me, or was it my hyperfixations, and I was half tempted to peek through the rest of the book to learn more. Should I? Look at the weird lock, check out the desk, let Ren have his let's investigate the drawings. I can't resist the urge to flip through the pages, and when I do, my suspicions are confirmed. There, right in front of my eyes, were the all too familiar characters from Always With You, yet something about them felt almost uncanny. They didn't look exactly like the actual characters from the webcomic, though I could sense a certain familiarity from them. And upon closer inspection, most of the drawings were of the main character and her love interest doing various lovey-dovey things together, though other drawings were depicted as rather ominous and gloomy. Which was ironic, considering that the male lead was usually referred to as gloomy by the narrator. He was often withdrawn and greatly preferred to lurk in the shadows instead of interacting with others, so the name really fit. But still, seeing my beloved Gloomy in some of these drawings, surrounded by hundreds of creepy eyes, harsh scribbles, and more of that deep red ink, it honestly made me feel bad for him. Why was he often being drawn in the dark room with nothing in it, almost like an endless void with no exit in sight? Figuring I'd seen enough, or perhaps I didn't want to see one of my comfort characters so alone, I tear away my eyes from the pages and close the book. When I do, I make sure to shut the latch properly and place it back on the table, but as I do so, I accidentally knock over one of the ink bottles, which stains the desk a deep shade of black. Oh crap! I frantically skitter about to look for some paper towels and eventually settle on some toilet paper from Ren's bathroom. By some miracle, it easily lifts the mark from the desk, though it only seems to transfer onto my skin instead. Ugh, great. Just when I thought it couldn't get any worse. Yeah, this is lovely. Now he's gonna be like, you're a snoopin' snooper. And then I'm gonna be like, takes one to know one. It takes a solid minute or two of scrubbing until I'm satisfied, and once I'm sure no stains are left on the table, I haphazardly throw the toilet paper into the trash can and wash my hands in the kitchen sink. That alone takes another 5 minutes of scrubbing and rinsing, but I somehow managed to lift all of the ink from my skin and wash it down the drain. After all this, I definitely learned my lesson to not snoop ever again. With an embarrassed sigh, I plop myself onto the couch and let out a groan. A small part of me knew Ren wouldn't get upset over something so small, but still. I didn't want him to know that I was snooping through his things, much less trying to learn more about his personal hobbies and interests. The queasy feeling in the pit of my stomach only seemed to worsen at that, and I contemplate running away from such a confronting scene and locking myself at home for the rest of my life. Forget my phone, I could always buy a new one. I'm sure I still had my spare one still lying around in a box collecting dust somewhere. Sure, the screen was cracked, but it'd still get the job done. Still, I couldn't help but feel like I was making a mountain out of a molehill, and there was the looming threat of a potential stalker waiting for me to come home. Maybe it was best if I stayed here after all. With that thought in mind, I settle further into Ren's plush couch and anxiously await his return. I can hear the faint ticking of a clock from somewhere in this endless maze of an apartment, alongside the occasional humming of the central heater he turned on before he left. So he finally figured out how it worked? Aside from that, the silence is almost deafening, and I have half a mind to reach for the remote and turn on the television. Surely it wouldn't hurt. I mean, Ren did say I could make myself at home. You know, potential snooping aside. Perhaps it was to get rid of my guilty feeling forming in my stomach. But I quickly find myself shaking my head to dismiss those thoughts and reaching for the remote on the table. Flicking through the channels, I land on one in particular, and although the signal was weak, I could discern the picture of some news reporter in a blazer that looked far too flimsy to keep her warm. She's droning on about the local happenings in Cortland Bay before a familiar backdrop comes on the screen and captures my full attention. Oh. The entrance of the aquarium appears on the television as ambulance lights flash and sirens go off in the background. There's a somber expression on the reporter's face as she communicates with her counterpart who's currently at the location. Victim's body has been found mauled and ripped apart in one of the shark tanks. Authorities have confirmed that it is the body of Christian Dawson's and sole heir of the corporate giant Kirk Tech Marketing. Is that Teo? Also believe that Kirk was a self-inflicted accident, unless that was Leo. I don't remember anything about their parents. Here on the screen with us, we have the mayor's chairman and the mother of the victim, Kaori He did kill Teo. Holy shit. When did he find the time to kill Teo? We were with him! Except when he went back to the aquarium, but there are cops there now. How did they find a dead body so fast? What the hell? To talk about, the TV turns to static and I quickly reached for the remote to find another channel. Another news show pops up, this time showing a grainy black and white recording of the CCTV footage taken from the aquarium. And although it's hard to make out, the footage depicts a person pacing around on the wooden decks until the upper half of their body is just out of frame. The rest of their body was still in view, though being illuminated by their phone screen as they fiddled with it. Then all of a sudden the person immediately drops it, almost as if it was too hot to touch, and takes a step back. They must have lost their footing or something as they end up tumbling into the tank and submerging themselves underwater. The footage cuts out short after, seeming too inappropriate to air on live television, as noted by the reporter. I let out a breath I hadn't known I'd been holding, and let reality sink in. I was just at that aquarium. I looked at those sharks with everyone just hours prior. Everything felt all too surreal in this moment, and suddenly I wished I had my phone to text Eleanor and Teo to see if they saw the news. With my heartbeat still hammering loudly in my chest, I end up unconsciously turning the television off to avoid hearing about more heavy topics. Seeing all of this recent talk of gore and murder on TV, it makes me feel... we have to say we enjoy seeing it, because then we're gonna hate... We're not gonna get... we're not gonna max out our romancing with... Ren. Okay, I enjoy seeing it. I guess some morbid part of me honestly liked hearing about all these sickening topics on the news. Though, if it made sense considering how I'd been all but encompassed by it while living in the city, everywhere I went, I was surrounded by petty crimes, selfish losers who called themselves my friends, and even the stench of death. I always thought moving to Cortland Bay would give me a break from it. After all, everyone always says nothing bad happens here, but I guess I was wrong. But I suppose it wasn't all that bad. I have supportive friends now, an amazing boss and coworker, and a timid library patron who goes to great lengths to keep me safe. Man, I guess I never truly appreciated Ren's thoughtfulness until this moment. He's done so much for me these past few days, and not once has he asked for anything in return. And as if manifesting him with my thoughts, I hear the telltale signs of the front door unlocking before Ren shuffles inside and flicks on all the lights. Great. In one of his hands is my beloved phone, alongside a bag of delicious-smelling takeout and an angelfish plushie peeking out from another. I could puke. Cut it out with the angelfish. I don't like that all of our nicknames have to do with fish. And it's cringe. It's cringe that the one guy was calling us sunfish, and then it's even more cringe that Ren got upset about it and started calling us angelfish. I don't know, I'm just not about it. I'm not about the fish lifestyle nicknames. I don't like the fish nicknames. Cut it out. Give me something else. Angel is good enough. And almost like a puppy, Ren immediately makes his way over to me, still perched on the couch before depositing the toy into my hands. Angel, were you sitting in here without any lights? So sorry, I should have turned them on before I left. But I brought some food with me. I figured you might be hungry. I don't really have much food in the pantry right now. Also, well, Ren looks though as he has something deeply serious he wants to say, and I had some kind of inclination to what it might be. Something happened at the aquarium, Angel. You might want to... Actually, maybe we should move this conversation to the kitchen? I already know, Ren. You do? About... Yeah, I saw on the news. So it's true then. Someone really did die? I didn't really stick around to find out once the first cop car pulled up, but... I don't know. Something doesn't add up. What do you mean? Ren looks conflicted with what he wants to say. I passed by that shark tank when I went to retrieve your phone, didn't I? Well, I didn't exactly stop to look, but I didn't see any dead bodies in there. Look, I know we said some incriminating things today, but I swear it wasn't serious. And Angel, I would never, I could tell Ren was taking this hard with how he wouldn't meet my gaze and his shoulders seemed to shake. Oh, are we gonna bring out like a bad side in him by liking murder and stuff and talking about it and saying that we should have murdered Teo? I wasn't the one who killed him. It's okay, I believe you. You do? I don't. I think he killed him. It was like a weight was taken off his shoulders, and without thinking, I find myself stepping closer to bring Ren into a comforting hug. I know you, Ren. You'd never hurt a fly. And I saw what happened on TV. They fell into that tank. The reporters say it was a self-inflicted accident. Man, you really are an angel. I can feel his hands clench around the back of my shirt before he pulls away with a forlorn expression. He attempts to put on a smile for my sake, though I could see right through it. Here, why don't we eat something to get our minds off of it? Are you feeling up to it? I know this might be a lot for you to stomach right now. Yeah, some food might be nice. Great, let me get some plates so we can eat then. As Ren lifts himself from the back of the sofa, he makes sure to hand my cell phone back to me as well, before heading off towards the kitchen. Now reunited with my beloved phone once more, I unlock it and check for any notifications. One update in particular lets me know that the security camera I ordered had been successfully delivered, and that alone makes me feel safe enough to return to my apartment, should I change my mind about staying there. With a satisfied hum, I quickly pocket my phone, lest I lose it again, and follow Ren into the kitchen. I watch as he turns on the lights in there as well, before he places the takeout on the countertop, and stops to sniff the air. Uh-oh. What's that smell? Oh crap, I almost forgot about the ink. I hastily threw away in the trash. In retrospect, I probably should have flushed it in the toilet or something. Instead, oh, about that, tell a white lie, lie to him, don't say anything, be honest. I love that we have so many options, this is so cool, but I'm gonna be honest with him. I mean, I know he's already stalking me, it's fine. I figured it'd be best if I simply come clean. After all, Ren didn't deserve to be lied to, much less have a guest he trusted snoop through his belongings while he was away. Man, maybe that might not have been a good idea because he might, like, I don't know, be more cautious about hiding things from us now, and we're not gonna get, like, a second chance to snoop. I don't know. Maybe it's good, maybe it's bad. Man, if only I could say the same thing about my stalker. Before I can dwell on it any further, Ren's worried look pulls me from my thoughts and back to the present. Well, here goes nothing. I accidentally spilled some of your ink earlier. You what? Everything now long forgotten, Ren rounds the corner within seconds and peers down at me with soft eyes. Are you okay? It didn't stain you, did it? Let me see. He was still concerned about me? I watched as Ren revealed more of his hand from within his sleeve of his cardigan to hold up and inspect my own. His blue eyes are full of concern as I feel the soft pads of his thumbs caress my skin. Once again, I'm reminded of the ring on his finger and I can't help but ask. That ring, it must be special to you, huh? My ring? Ren follows my gaze to his hand before awkwardly pulling away and scratching at his jaw. Yes, it's a ring I made when I was younger. I'm surprised you noticed it, so he made a ring when he was younger and it fits his finger? I don't believe that for a second. Stop lying! This ring, it means a lot to me. I don't know what I'd do if I lost it. It's very pretty. What about the one around your neck? Ren claims up the moment I meekly reach up to touch it, and he stares down at me with wide, cautious eyes, obviously because this is meant to be our ring. His own fingers wrap around my wrist, though he makes no effort to remove my hand from his necklace. Instead, he only seems to hold them in place while he peers at me. Feigning confidence, I run my fingers across the cold metal of his ring and take in all the small details. Much like the ring around Ren's finger, the one around his neck also had a handmade feel to it. If the faint scratches and chips were anything to go by, though the craftsmanship was no less impressive, there seems to be some kind of inscription inside the ring, but it was difficult for me to read due to the glare coming from the kitchen light. Part of me wants to pull it closer to get a better view, though I doubt it'd be a good idea to yank Ren down by his necklace, especially considering how he was already hunching over enough as it is. Still, I couldn't stop my budding curiosity from putting one of my fingers inside the ring to see if it fit. And almost immediately, Ren stumbles forward as his fingers gently squeeze my wrists. Do you want to try it on? Before Ren can speak, a loud booming sound erupts from outside the apartment and startles to the both of us. Man, was it seriously about to start raining again? You're joking. With a sigh, I abruptly pull away. No, I wanted us to put on the ring. Then glance out one of the large ceiling-to-floor windows. Dark clouds were rolling in from the distance, though there weren't any telltale signs of rain, yet. Though the ominous black smoke was new, I didn't know the condensation got this bad. They weren't even that high up for fog to appear. Was this some kind of sign? Still, it wouldn't do to be stuck waiting out yet another storm again, so I glance in Ren's direction and offer a sympathetic smile. Maybe I should head home before it starts raining. We're gonna stay the night. It's probably best for me to just wait out the storm somewhere safe. If Ren was willing, I wouldn't mind spending the night here. The game is called 14 Days With You. Why would we leave? Y'all thought we were stuck with Ren? No. No. Ren is stuck with us. He can't get rid of us. I'm moving in. Actually, would it be okay if I crash at your place again tonight? His gaze was still on the black smoke outside the window, and it took a gentle nudge at the mention of his name to get Ren's attention once more. Why? Is it... I haven't done any. Oh, is he... What? What did he say? Why was he gonna say, why is it raining? I haven't done any, like, weird magic to get it to rain? Is he... Does he have superpowers? He's a stalker, he looks like our favorite character, and now he might have superpowers? What's going on? I mean, yes, of course, it's no problem. I'll go get your stuff set up right now. Here, go ahead and start eating while I go prepare your room. Thanks, Ren. It's great that I can rely on you for anything. I mean, yeah, of course, you can rely on me to keep you safe. His cheeks immediately flushed at my words, but I could tell that something was still troubling him. Though, before I get the chance to ask, he's already leaving the kitchen and meandering down the hallway. But just as Ren passes by the couch, I notice how his gaze shifts from his little art station hidden in the corner to of the lounge room. He casts a curious glance in my direction before taking a step towards it. Was that where you spilled the ink? Sorry, I didn't mean to, and it wasn't like I was going through your stuff. I only looked at the table, I promise. I see, so that explains why it's... So he just lied now? With an unreadable expression, Ren switches from looking impassive to determined in a matter of seconds. He reaches for something on the table, though it was hard to see what it was from, where I was sitting in the kitchen. You keep on eating, I'll join you shortly. And with that, he disappears into the darkness of his apartment. Oh, yikes. Yeah, you're not getting a second chance to look at that. Deciding there's no use in overthinking his eccentric reactions, or dwelling over the fact that I got caught red-handed for being nosy, I pick up a fork and begin to dig into my food. The taste of something both sweet and savory floods my taste buds, and I let out a pleased hum. Man, was this takeout always this good? It only takes me 3 more modest bites before I practically scarf down my meal. The flavor was immaculate, and I made a mental note to ask Ren what exactly he ordered the moment he returns. But now that I think about it, it'd been a while since he left, and Ren still hasn't come back yet. It'd surely been more than 20 minutes by now, and his food was starting to grow cold. What the hell? Was he really mad after all? Or maybe he needed help? Whether or not it was the guilt still ebbing and flowing from inside me, I put my food aside and try to locate the eccentric guy in his stupidly large apartment. But as I tiptoe down the hallway, the very same black smoke from earlier rolls out from underneath one of the doors, making my mind grow fuzzy and my legs feel like jelly. What the... Confused and slightly dazed, I lean against the wall for support and weakly call out Ren's name. What was happening to me? A lurching feeling settles within the pit of my stomach, and just before I topple over, strong, scarred arms reach out and catch me. Error? Critical? Error? Huh? What is going on? Oh, this makes me so mad. Because if we have to wait until the next day to see what's been revealed to us, I don't have enough time to film today to see that. So I'm probably gonna have to wait like another day, or maybe even longer, because New Year's is coming up. There we go. Don't worry, Angel, I won't let you get my bad ending. So don't hide from me. Why are you hiding from me? I won't hurt you, so don't be scared. Don't you realize that we're meant to be together? I love you, Angel. I love you so much. Did we actually get a bad ending? We didn't even make it to day 5? What the fuck? I'm glad I saved here? What? Okay, we're gonna load and we're gonna lie to him. Yeah, I noticed that smell too when I first came in. I'm not really sure what it is. Oh, maybe I left the window open, or maybe it's the heating system? This is the first time I turn it on. Maybe there's something funky in one of the vents? He glances up at the ceiling to inspect it, and I find myself following suit to make my fib seem believable. Yeah, maybe. But as Ren moves to throw away some discarded plastic left on the counter, his eyes catch sight of the inky paper sitting on top of the rubbish. Crap. He still doesn't seem to react though, and before my guilty conscience can eat me alive, Ren's voice breaks the silence. Guess I forgot to take out the trash this morning. Sorry you had to put up with that strong smell. What? He must have known, surely. He had every reason to call me out on my lie, yet he didn't? Maybe he likes that we're acting like him. Instead, Ren seemed to take the blame with a carefree smile. Forget it. Maybe it was some form of righteousness, but I find myself confessing the truth. Oh. I accidentally spilled some of your ink earlier. You what? Oh. Okay. Everything is still the exact same. And there's still the... Jeez. Oh my god. We have to go home. That's what it is. We have to go home. We can't stay the night. Yeah, it's probably best for me to go home before that storm gets any worse. I still have to go back to work tomorrow anyway. Thanks for today, but I should probably start heading back now. Oh, it's really no problem. Here, why don't I put your food in another bag and drop you off? Are you sure? I don't want to be a bother. You'd never be a bother to me. Yeah, that's what it was. That's what our mistake was. We're being too pushy. Or, I don't know. We're moving too fast for Ren. Maybe us wanting to stay in his brain, he was like, fuck, I have to kidnap her now. I don't know. Tapping outside the table, Ren pushes himself up and sets off to find something to put my takeout in. What did I do to deserve someone as kind as Ren? With a smile of my own, I get up from the stool and slowly make my way towards the entrance once more, but not before throwing Ren one final compliment. It's great that I can rely on you for anything. I mean, of course. And here we are, we're back home, alive and well. The ride back to my place was nothing short of ominous. The looming clouds on the horizon made the scenery seem dark and eerie, but thankfully Ren and his pastel-colored hair were there to brighten things up. He even offered to walk me to my door, and what greeted the both of us was a single package on the top of my doormat. Panic flushes through me as the thought of it being yet another gift from my supposed stalker. But then I remember the purchase I made this morning and the notification I received on my phone. Ah, that must be my security cameras. Deftly picking it up, I put it under an arm as I fish for my keys in one of my pockets. I can sense Ren's eyes on me, or rather, my package, but even as I glance in his direction, I can tell that he's trying to hold himself back from asking. Surely there wouldn't be any harm in telling him. Oh, I bought a security system this morning, because of how shady this neighborhood is. I figured it'd be a good idea to be safer than sorry. Creep didn't come back, did they? Without thinking, I drop my keys and slap a hand over Ren's mouth before cautiously looking over my shoulder. What was I doing? I was getting worked up and acting paranoid again. With an embarrassed look, I turned to apologize to Ren, but only to find his cheeks a deep red and a hand wrapped around my wrist. When did he... Quickly withdrawing my hand, I squeak out an apology before picking up my keys and turning back to my door. I still don't want to get Ren involved with my problems, but I honestly didn't want to risk being alone tonight either. Too lost in my own words, I barely noticed Ren coming closer, nor his hand covering my keys to steady my fidgeting. Do you want some help? He must have seen the look of confusion on my face, since he continues talking. Setting up your cameras, I mean. Self-taught programmer, remember? I'm sure I can figure it all out. Plus, it'd save you having to call someone to install them. Terrible. No, he can't touch our security cameras. He's gonna fidget with them. He's gonna hack into them. He's gonna be like, ah yes, now I know exactly what system you're using. I have a hard drive so I can tap into your security system, and when I come in to stalk you, I can wipe the footage. He did have a point. No, he didn't. And I'd honestly feel safer if I weren't alone tonight. Still, I'd be spending so much time with Ren lately, and I didn't want him to get fed up with me in my presence, which clearly he did. Kinda maybe killed us or kidnapped us? I don't know. Would it be a good idea? I'm so mad. Now I have to say it again. Jesus Christ. We all know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna accept and let him stay the night. Maybe it would be a good idea after all. It won't. Would you mind? I probably look pathetic with how I make any eye contact. Instead, choosing to stare at my door rather than Ren, but he doesn't seem to mind, or perhaps he simply chooses not to comment on it. I'd be happy to, Angel. With a smile, I open the door and let Ren inside. You know, I think we have the same mirror. Oh? Putting this small talk aside for a moment, I usher the pink-haired person into my living room and stimulate conversation on the couch. Oh, and situate ourselves on the couch. Where did I even get the... Guess that's why I think I might be dyslexic. Where did I come up with stimulate conversation from situate ourselves? What the hell? Ren wastes no time in opening my package, placing all the bits and pieces on the table and setting off to work, though every so often he'd sneak a peek in my direction whenever he thinks I'm not looking. Did he want something? Raising a brow, I send him a silent question. I don't mean to pry into your personal life, but... You know, you're always welcome to stay at my apartment. Clearly I'm not! We got an end! We didn't even get to explore day 5! Unless version 5.5 means that— no, I think there is a 5th chapter out. Yeah, there's a day 5 update and a day 5.5 update. So, that was most definitely an ending. Oh my gosh, wait. I wonder if we can see our gallery from here. No, I guess not. But when we go back to the main menu, we'll see our gallery, and that'll be one of the endings. I don't know what it'll say, though. Or if there's even, like, I don't know, like a thing. Like, sometimes games have, like, the screen, and it's, like, it tells you what kind of ending you got. Ren, I've seen where you live. I doubt I could afford rent. You could stay for free. I don't mind at all. And I'm more than capable of covering your cost. I'd make a really good roommate, too. I always clean up after myself, and I wouldn't mind doing the same for you as well. Not only if you'd be fine with it, though. And I can cook as well. Laundry, cleaning, repairing things around the house, yard work, I can do it all for you, really. She signed me up. Let's leave now. What are we waiting for? As long as you don't kill me. Wait, you have a yard? I mean, they can really fit a lot into those upscale apartments, huh? Well, no, I don't, but I always did the gardening and used a lawnmower a lot when I was younger. I'm sure I can figure it all out again. Not that I'd need to, though. Like you said, no yard, huh? No offense, Ren, but I can't imagine someone like you mowing grass. Was that your first job as a teen? Before that, actually. Huh? Before that? You mean as a child? I mean, my parents made us mow lawns. They had my child brother mowing the lawn. And I probably would have been mowing the lawn too when I was younger if we didn't have a lawn until I was in high school. Well, a lawn to mow. Maybe a bit younger? Younger? I mean, just kidding. Yeah, it was my first job as a teenager. Shut up! Shut yo lying ass up, Ren. Tell me the truth. Anyway, the point is, I'd be happy to let you stay at my place. Oh, well, I'd appreciate the offer, Ren, but I gotta go through this on my own. Oh, if you say so. He goes quiet after that. Picking up the manual, Ren tries to busy himself with learning how to connect the cameras to my Wi-Fi before tossing it aside and doing it his own way. Deciding not to get in the way, I curl up on the couch with my food and simply observe him. I won't lie, watching Ren's hands deftly connect cables and unscrew plates was kind of attractive, but I wasn't about to say anything. And soon enough, the events of the evening slowly drawn out as I start to feel the telltale signs of weariness take hold of me. I try my best to muffle my yawn before I glance up at the clock on my wall to read the time, just past midnight. Dang, I hadn't realized we'd been at this for so long. Tired? Ren's voice startles me, and I glance back to see that he had already put down the cameras and was reclining in his seat, fully looked at me. Kinda, it's been a long day. You can head to bed if you want. I'll set this all up and lock up once I'm done. You're still going to go home after this? You want me to stay? Did I? Strange. Perhaps it was because we've been spending so much time together, but I'd somehow grown fond of Ren's presence. It was comforting to have him near, though I wasn't about to tell all that to him. So with an affirmative nod, I make the decision. Yeah, I do. Oh. Ren's grin practically reaches his ears as he laughs to himself. Okay, sure. No problem. I can't help but playfully roll my eyes at his enthusiasm. Well then, why don't I get some pillows and blankets so we can camp out here for the night? Just like a sleepover? Sure. His toothy grin reminds me of my childhood days, back when I'd beg all the adults to let some of my friends from school stay the night. With all of us wrapped up in patterned blankets, I'd cuddle up on the couch with everyone until we'd fall asleep. But it wasn't Leon who came to mind, it was someone else. Their face was blurry, but I could make out tufts of black hair from within the blankets surrounding us. And the same toothy grin Ren was giving me. Maybe we have known Ren for a long time, but why did he change his appearance? Well, I mean, I know he said that he thought our interests were different because we were a librarian, but so you mean to tell me Ren was actually one of our childhood friends that we somehow had forgotten about, but he hasn't forgotten about us. In fact, he's been obsessed with us forever. Interesting. But when I focus my attention back on him, I notice that smile is gone, and he instead looking at me with a confused look on his face. I must have been spacing out again. So sorry, I'll go get those pillows now. Let me know if you need any help. Ren's response gets drowned out as I flee into the hallway. It took a while, but Ren managed to set the cameras up and hook it all up to an app on my phone, all while I made myself comfortable on the couch. He explained how to use it, but if I were being honest, I started to nod off once he started geeking out about the different kinds of alarm buttons. Before I knew it, my head falls onto his shoulder with a soft thump, and I feel Ren's body shake as he lets out a faint laugh. Something moves from the chair next to him before a warm duvet is wrapped around my shoulders. I can feel Ren pull me to his side before we both fall backwards onto the couch. His chest softens the blow, and with one of his hands gently threading through my hair, I slowly start to drift off. Nostalgia greets me once more, and before my consciousness fades away, I try to chase after the foggy memory that had been plaguing my brain as of late. Those three kids laughing and playing together near a lake. Who were they? And who was the one that stayed right by my side even after everyone else went home? Almost desperately, I try and recall their face, or any of their defining features, really. At this point, I'd take anything. But it's all for naught when I feel Ren's lips fall to the crown on my head and place a chest kiss. Oh, sleep well, Angel. Oh. I hate him. Don't do that. That's illegal. That's an illegal move right there, red flag. With this comforting voice in mind, I slowly start to slip away. At least we made it to day 5. End of day 4. The next day will soon begin. Would you like to save your progress? Yes. Yes, I would, please. Jesus Christ. They killed us. We died. Of course I would like to save my progress. And here I will save once more. Where was I? 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm just gonna pick up my save here at day 5. Hopefully I can remember. Okay. That was awesome. I'm so sorry. I did not mean for us to die. Oh, wait. Is this... Oh, shoot. Is this new? Oh! This is our camera app. Holy shit. Signal lost. What the fuck? This is cool as hell. I like this quite a bit. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed day 4. A link to this game will be in the description below, and I will see you in day 5. Have a good one, guys. Bye-bye!